Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is Tuesday, March 4th in the NBA, and I have 4 picks locked and loaded for you guys in this video. 3 player props, 1 parlay. Let's dive into them. If you are new, my name's Austin. As always, we do a recap to start the video. Yesterday was a 1-in-1 day, losing a little bit of juice. Tyrese Maxey is under in 3-pointers cashed. He actually shot 7 threes in the first quarter. Didn't shoot a single one after that. He was 1 for 7. Did end up getting injured, though, so hopefully Maxey comes back. We know he's a COS Hall of Famer. We love him. Hopefully he's back and ready to go. Maybe probably not today, but hopefully in the future games. Our loser, Trae Young, does not come through. He didn't do anything in the fourth quarter. He also shot 5 for 17. A terrible day for him. But either way, a 1-in-1 day, whatever. We'll move on. Now, yesterday, I think I put it out on Twitter, but I want to talk about it in this video. And so if you're only interested in picks, you can skip forward a second. But I think this is pretty interesting. I went back through the whole entire season to see where we were going wrong. Obviously, we've been on a cold streak the last 2 weeks. Why? And I think it's come down to where we are making our picks. And that is we've been taking a bunch of overs. And man, unders are paying like crazy. So I wanted to look at number one, where is our most profitable market and how are our unders doing this season? And it was actually a lot more surprising than I expected because you look at this on the season. My best market by far, the under in 3-pointers. I am 15-2 there, 88%. Now, I do want to note maybe 1 or 2 losses I didn't include in there because they were parlays. Like we lost the one that was Max Strus, his under in threes parlayed with Kevin Durant. So I didn't include it there. There was also a winner in there, Georges Niang. We had one of his unders in threes a couple weeks, maybe a week or 2 ago. That include that winner. So it kind of evened out. But again, under in threes been our most profitable market, and unders in general. We're 62-30, 67%. That's a big enough sample size for me to be like, we got to be doing more unders. Now, obviously, we have to flip it over and say, Austin, what about the other ones? Where's your worst markets? Should come as no surprise. Look at our worst markets. Points and assists. Trae Young, we lost him there. PRAs, rebounds plus assists. I mean, we haven't really done a lot of RA and PRA props this season, but again, these have been our worst markets this season, and majority of them have come on overs. If you're curious about our records on unders in those categories, in terms of points and assists, I've only done 3 points and assists unders. Those are 2 and 1. If you look at PRAs, I've only done 1 under in PRAs. We're 0 and 1 there. And then RAs, I don't think I've done a single RA under. I'm looking at my spreadsheet. No, not a single one. So again, what this goes to show me is we got to be taking more unders. And look, I know you guys hate unders. And normally in the past, I don't really bet a ton of them because, well, honestly, when we get an under and we lose it, I get about 3 times the comments saying you're an idiot when you take an under because the guy could go off. That happens. But again, we've talked about time and time again. There's so many more ways an under can cash than an over. And this far into the season, the line's going to be pretty sharp. So there's a lot of value on these unders, blowouts, injuries. I mean, heck, everyone got injured, it felt like yesterday. But again, so I have some unders today. There is a chance we add some plays, so stay tuned for the pinned comment. I'm very confident we add at least 1 or 2 plays today. But again, we got to go to what's working. And at the end of the day, I can't care about what the comment section says. I rather deliver winners because if it's a winners, comment section is going to be A-okay. And I'm sure you guys will be okay sweating out some unders with me. So either way, let's dive in the first one of the day. And as an under, it's Zach Collins of the Chicago Bulls under 14.5 points, -114 on FanDuel. Look, I know you guys don't like betting unders, but at the end of the day, I think what you care more about is winners. And I'm honestly a lot more confident. I feel like sometimes in unders and overs. Doesn't mean we won't have overs, but again, first play of the day, Zach Collins, the Chicago Bulls starting center, is under in points. Now, obviously, man, if I keep saying obviously, I might crash out. But you look at Zach Collins, he's starting now for Nikola Vucevic, who is once again out today. And he's played really well, and you got to tip your cap to him. We'll go back to PropsMadness. Reminder, PropsMadness. Use code COS. You get 25% off your first purchase. It's the best research tool out there. Now, as I said, Collins has been a beast recently. 4 games without Vooch. This is him. He has hit the over in all 4. 19, 21, 15, and 16. So just inching over the line here. These 2 games he played without Jalen Smith. Now, Jalen Smith, by the way, who the hell is that? He's their backup center. So they didn't even have a backup center in these first 2. But these games, he's gone over. And I'd admit, some of these are pretty good matchups. Raptors, Pacers, Clippers isn't a good one. So you tip your cap there. But again, you got the Sixers here as well. This matchup's a tough one as he will face the Cleveland Cavaliers. And we see where he scores his points. 50% of them are going to be in the paint, where the Cavaliers rank 7th there. But really how he scores his points. Pick and roll, man, they rank 1st. Free throws, 10th. transition 8th. So they've been really good at limiting those opportunities. Think about how he just scored 16, got to the free throw line 2 times, made 2 of his 5 3-pointers. This game, when he barely went over, 6 free throw attempts, they got OT. Only shot 10 times, though. Obviously, I'm going to crash out. Evan Mobley is out for this game, and I get that, but Jared Allen's still going to be in there. And while Jared Allen is he the defender that Evan Mobley is? No, but I still think Jared Allen and Zach Collins, their minutes are going to overlap. So you shouldn't see Zach Collins get a lot of minutes against Tristan Thompson, who, when we see the Cavs, they rotate those two guys. So Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are on the court a lot, but also they're not on the court a lot together. So I see Zach Collins having a tough matchup. He's going to be involved in a lot of different pick and rolls. I mean, they're going to call up Jared Allen a ton, and you're going to see Zach Collins have to guard either Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell have to guard one of those guys, or if they dump it off to Jared Allen, number one, avoid foul trouble, and number two, just contest those shots and stuff like that. So I really see this as a tough spot. We see with the Cavaliers defense, they'll sometimes switch Jared Allen onto some guards, or double team him and stuff like that. I just don't think this is a great matchup for Zach Collins. I get it, he's been good recently, but you got to prove it to me in a really tough matchup. So I'll take his under and points there. I don't really want to touch the rebounds or the assists. He could get a lot of different minutes to match Jared Allen. Just think the points is a really tough spot for him. I could see maybe a guy like Kobe White, even Josh Giddey maybe have a good game, even Lonzo Ball's back. I know the Bulls are banged up, but hey, if Zach Collins does it to the Cavs, even without Mobley, I'll tip my cap. It's just a tough spot for him. He's going to have to make his 3-pointers. And looking at his 3-point prop, him to make 2 threes is like plus 130, plus 150. So they don't think he makes threes, then he's going to be scoring in the paint. Hey, good luck. Good luck to you. Tip the cap. Next play, we're going to a parlay. Let's talk with these two guys. Josh Hart, 10+ points, parlayed with De'Aaron Fox, under 2.5, made 3-pointers. Now, this is a 2-leg parlay because Fox's regular prop is 2 juiced. But again, it goes to the system. Hey, we love unders and threes. Obviously, if Fox drops to 1.5, I ain't touching that. But I do like Fox's regular under in points. He's facing the Nets, and we've talked about that matchup before. But first, I want to touch on Josh Hart, 10+ points. Now, I won't pull up PropsMadness, but Josh Hart, 10 points in 52 of 57 games. Today, he'll face the Warriors. The Warriors have been a really good defensive team over the last, really since they got Jimmy Butler, the last month or two, though in general, they've been pretty good defensively. However, how they play defense today is my guess is that they're going to let Steph Curry guard Josh Hart. Why is that? Because, well, Steph Curry, I doubt he wants to guard Cat. He's not guarding Brunson. And I don't even know if Cat plays, but either way, he's not guarding his center. He's not guarding Brunson. He's not probably guarding Bridges or Anunoby. So Josh Hart, the most offensive liability guy on the Knicks, is the guy he guards. So in turn, the Knicks on the flip side are going to be like, well, we see Steph Curry out there. We're going to try to attack him. That's what a lot of guys and a lot of teams try to do against Steph Curry. And in turn, I would expect Josh Hart to set a lot of screens for Brunson. Steph Curry will be the guy that he's, that's going to have to go up there and hedge on those screens. And either if they double Jalen Brunson, well, you're going to see him easy get a drop-off pass to Josh Hart, who'll have a full head of steam going to the hoop, or get a wide open 3-pointer. And honestly, I think that's what you get. And we've seen, obviously, I'm so done. The Warriors, they are really good at limiting the restricted area shots. And I could pull those up. They're first in the restricted area, but that doesn't mean they don't give up points in the paint. So I think Josh Hart will have full head of steam heading into the paint. I don't see them really wanting to rotate to leave wide open 3-point shooters. And even if, let's see if Cat plays, he's currently questionable with personal sort of thing. If he plays, Draymond Green's not going to be able to camp out in the paint like he normally does. So I can see Josh Hart getting those slip passes and getting a full head of steam going to the hoop. Last year, 2 games versus the Warriors, he scored 14 and 10, but he shot 17 and 18 times. They left him wide open. I think they leave him wide open again. If I'm the Warriors, I'm happy with Josh Hart beating me. Until he has 20+ points, then we're like, all right, fine, we'll guard you. But until then, I doubt it. Now let's talk about, I just spent like 9 years talking about Josh Hart. I'll go real quick about De'Aaron Fox. Let's keep it simple. De'Aaron Fox doesn't look healthy. And I'll touch on these games. De'Aaron Fox, you look at him, we're back to PropsMadness reminder. Use code COS, 25% off your purchase. This is his points line, which, like I said, I don't mind the 23.5. I'm working on about threes. 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2 threes. And he's shooting 18% in these games. Something's wrong with that hand. He just doesn't look like himself. You're still seeing you can get 2.5 on DraftKings, FanDuel. A couple books have moved to 1.5, so you really can't do much there. But DraftKings and FanDuel, the 2 main books you guys bet on, are right there. Bet365 moved, but the parlay is still the same odds on FanDuel. But again, we've talked about this defense in the Nets, 4th versus above the break threes. We know that's where Fox shoots the majority of his. They're bad in transition, which is where I could see Fox maybe getting going, getting to the hoop. Isolation, they're not great. But again, as the pick and roll ball handler, they're pretty good. And I just don't see them, Fox having a big day. Faced them already head to head twice this season, did go over in both games. 3 for 4 here, 4 for 7 here. Played 38 and 37 minutes. I don't think he plays that many minutes today. And if he shoots, 60% and 75% from three, I'll live with it. Again, this is a tough matchup for him, so I'll fade him. His hand just doesn't look good right now, so I really think there's some value in taking his under in threes. If it makes three, I'd tip my cap to that. But I like Josh Hart. I think he gets plenty of volume today, attacking the hoop against a smaller Warriors team. Sure, they're good in the restricted area, but smaller team, and Josh Hart's going to attack them because he's going to be left wide open. I like Josh Hart 10 points. I don't really love his 14.5 line, and I like De'Aaron Fox under in threes. Next play of the day. We have a guy that I'm not confident even plays tonight, but I'll talk about him, and I'll go real quick. I probably won't even use PropsMadness a ton. That's PG. Paul George under 20.5 points, minus 120 on Bet365, 1 unit play. Now, Paul George missed yesterday's game. Could he play today? Maybe. Maybe they rested him on that one. Maxi's probably out tonight as he left early yesterday. And I hope PG plays so he can cash his under, but he will face the Timberwolves. And if Max is not out there, as I said, Maxi probably not playing, and Embiid not out there, you'd obviously say, well, Paul George is going to get some more volume. I'm not so confident in that because Paul George is going to have a tough defender on him, whether that's J.D. McDaniels, Ant-Man could guard him, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They have so many different perimeter guys they can throw at him. And if he somehow gets a switch on a smaller guy, they'll just throw a double team at him because at the end of the day, who the hell do the Timberwolves care about beating them besides Paul George? Quentin Grimes, you want him to beat you? Fine, you live with that until he has 25 points. So end of the day, I think I'd live with it. I will pull up Paul George because he might be like, Austin, well, he had to have played some games without Maxey and whatnot. Yeah, he probably has, and he has. He's played 3 games without Maxey and Embiid, and you want to see how he's done? This guy's so bad. Yeah, he's scored 9, 15, and 2 points. He's been terrible without Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. I mean, end of the day, this guy's just been he's been something. This is at 19.5. As I said, I took it at 20.5, which is still available across a bunch of different books. I gotta fade him. He's terrible. If he goes over on the road as 13.5 point underdogs, fine. Tip the cap to him. Give me the under. I don't even know if he plays tonight. If he doesn't, check the pin comment. We probably have some added plays, but man, that man sucks. Last play of the day is one that I won't honestly touch on a ton because this line has changed a ton. I posted this one around 7 a.m. to our DubClub. Reminder, you can join the DubClub. I think down below in the description is a 2-week free trial. So test it out if you want to. I mean, heck, next 2 weeks, we probably will get hopefully pretty hot in the NBA. So I'll make up for it as we've been high school. But this one is going to be one that has changed a ton. And I can show you the active lines, but it's changed a lot. I still would play it at where it is at, but it has changed a good amount. And that would be Tyrese Haliburton under 10.5 assists, which was minus 140 on FanDuel. I played it for 1 unit, sent it out to the DubClub at 7 a.m. Within about 30 minutes, it had changed a ton. And I'll show you kind of where the lines are at right now. I still like this a lot at 9.5. FanDuel's now all the way down to 8.5. I wouldn't play that. But at 9.5, you see every book's at 9.5, besides really FanDuel and Bet Online. So you can still get a 9.5 line for a lot of good price, minus 130s, minus 124, minus 130, minus 135. So there's a lot of books out there with 9.5. That's probably what I would take. But I still love it. Obviously there, if we're talking about Tyrese, he's over in, 5 straight games. Technically I had 10.5. So one of them, he didn't get over there. He's faced some really good matchups here. I mean, the Bulls, Nuggets, Clippers, 12 on 15. Congrats. This game, he had a bunch of potential assists. Heat, 10 on 15. What I really want to note, though, is what happens when TJ McConnell and Andrew Nembhard are both in. He played a couple of these games without TJ McConnell, their backup. We've seen in these games with just McConnell and Nembhard, he's under 9.5 in nearly every single game. I mean, he's had 10.5 in a couple games, or 10 in a couple games. But again, tough matchup there. When he has those sort of things, and he faces a team that is really good at limiting assists, just top half of the league, 15 of 30. Under and 13 of 18. When he faces a top 10 team, I guess he does better. But again, when he faces some tougher matchups, he's normally going under in almost every single one of these games. And who's he faced tonight? The Houston Rockets, who we know are 1st in assists per game allowed and 4th in defensive rating. So end of the day, I don't think the line matters here. Maybe if you're at 8.5, I wouldn't take that. But at 10.5, I had to hammer it. And 9.5, I still love it for 1 unit. I just don't think this is the worst matchup you can get. I don't know why we got a 10.5 number. I have a trivia question for you. How many players have 11 or more assists hitting this over against the Rockets this season? Think to yourself, the Rockets, they played about 58, 60 games. Surely they give up 11 assists in a bunch of them. Three players have hit 11 or more assists against the Rockets this season. Hey, I got to take my chances there. I doubt, if I could even look it up, how many players have 10 plus assists. You know what? I'll do it for you. Game log with this Rockets. Here, we'll take a peek at this. Obviously, it's stat muse. Oh, players. Oops, with. Geez, we're cooked right now. Players with 10 plus assists game log versus the Rockets. I'd imagine it's not too many. Yeah, only 9 players this season. So could have ended on 10, 6 of those guys. But again, they don't give up 10 assists too often. I mean, Jalen Brunson, sure, I get that one. He was cooking them. He had 42. They ain't doubling Tyrese Haliburton. Collier is just him. He has insane conversion. We remember that game. He had like 12 potential assists. Scoot, congrats. I mean, these guys, you got to tip your cap. I mean, Jamal Sheed, they'll live with that. So those are my favorite plays. I really like them. I'll scroll them down below at the bottom of the screen. Zach Collins under in points. Josh Hart 10 points. Parlayed with Fox under in threes. Then we have Paul George under in points and Tyrese Haliburton under in assists. Like I said, love all these down one. Haliburton at the one line that I honestly didn't expect it to move that much, but hey, it just happened. So again, check the pinned comment. Good chance we add some plays today, including some overs. If you're this far, you're 16 minutes in, I'll tell you a couple of guys I'm looking at. I like Steph Curry, and I like his points and assists, but I already touched on how points and assists have been our worst market. So I'm like, damn it, don't want to do that. But I do like Steph Curry tonight. I hate Karl Anthony Towns matchup, just not confident he plays, so not going to get involved there. In terms of some other overs I looked at, Zion Williamson, his over in assists. One I really do look at pretty hard, over an assist. I just don't think the Lakers have a guy that can match up against him. And while you could say maybe his points there aren't too bad either. I mean, Zion's a freak. Points and assists. I'm just triggered by Zion because every time I back him, he sucks for me. But points and assists, what are we looking at there? 28 and a half, 27 and a half on a couple different bucks. Not bad. His potential assists have been crazy. Look at these numbers. There's a Zion. Potential assists. This game, 22 potential assists. This game, 26. I don't know. Kind of like, but he burns me every time. And I know the Lakers have been a great defensive team, but they still don't have any rim protection. I do think if you're going to say who's going to guard him, I actually think LeBron steps up and guards Zion. I'm not sure. We'll see. But either way, those are just a couple picks I looked at. If you want me to talk about the other games, nothing there. Toronto, Orlando, count me out on betting that. This is a game I looked at. I got a couple plays I looked at in that one. Maybe some Dyson Daniels, like rebounds and assists. I'm curious where his line is. 9.5, a little juiced, minus 130. Honestly, a play I don't mind. What do you have? 6 rebound chances, 10 potential assists last night. I wouldn't be shocked if Trae Young got the day off. I'm not sure though. He's been really good at hitting that line though. So that's one I'm looking at. In terms of other ones, yeah, Knicks. Why is Josh Hart? This is points, rebounds, and assists. No other games. I looked at this game. I just don't know if I can get there with any of these guys. Like Harden, his volume is going to be good, but he just sucks. 5 for 22, 4 for 14. Bogdanovich is an interesting one. He came in the last game 4 for 16. Be curious what his 3-point line is. What is Bogdanovich's 3-point line? 2.5. 2.5 at minus 132 is kind of the least juiced, but he's playing a lot. No DJJ. He's chucking it up. I just know if I bet on Bogdanovich threes, there's no way in hell that guy's making them. So you guys saw my favorite picks. They're at the bottom. Again, appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. Let's hope the unders hopefully start to spark a hot streak. And if they spark a hot streak, I will become an unders just only better. I mean, oof, they've been crazy good for us. But either way, thanks for tuning in. It's Austin. I'm signing out. See you guys back again tomorrow with some more. And again, check that pin comment for some added plays. Very good chance we had at least 1, maybe 2, maybe more tonight. We'll figure that out. See you in the next one. Peace.